Oh, hey, what's up? Didn't see you there. All right. Okay. I'm back with another video for you guys. What's up, family? All right. So here we are in my living space where the magic happens, as it were. The magic being mostly me just in here playing instruments by myself and not having anybody over like ever or looking at uh, nonsense on the internet. Not that kind of magic. This is a magical place. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. All right, but we got our light fixture that looks like a tit. We got some really weird weather today, but it's okay. It's okay because we're upright, we're breathing, we're still retaining. God is good. Um, every day is a new opportunity to do it better than you did it yesterday. All right, so let's talk about the topic. Topic for this one, you guys, kind of a two-parter. I want to talk about power. All right, and I guess we should define what we mean by power because there's a lot of different ways to kind of conceptualize what power means. So I want to be clear about what I mean by power in the first place, and then how that applies to what we're doing as semen retainers, as men of God, as celibate people, as people who have made a commitment to ourselves and to our Creator, and to retain, maintain, and sustain ourselves, to cultivate this energy that most people are conditioned to just haphazardly spill in casual relationships and corn and this, that, and the other. And not even just in sexual ways, in ways of like, they're spending too much time looking at screens, too much time thinking about celebrities, too much time engaged in gossip and stuff that just really doesn't matter at the end of the day. All right. And spending too much time figuring out how to just deal with like anxiety and some of the basic aspects of being a human, and just trying to like shove it all down. Just so many people are just in that habitual way of life. It's just they're like constantly dealing with low level anxiety, depression. They're not satisfied in their relationships or with their jobs, or they, like behind the scenes, they really don't even like themselves that much. And then instead of like confronting this stuff head on, getting to the root of the problem and allowing themselves to really feel into what's going on, it's just a million different ways of like just shoving it, just burying it, just sweep all that dirt under the rug, keep it in the closet. That's why you have so many like two-faced people in the world, so many people that struggle to make eye contact because there's at least two of them. So I'm not trying to sound like somebody that can sit here on some spiritual mountaintop and talk down to everybody else like I haven't done all of these things and don't still do them to some degree on a daily basis. Like, I'm very imperfect. I'm working on it all the time. But that's the point. That's the thing that does set me apart, and it sets you apart. It sets us apart, is that, none of us are perfect, but we're willing to admit it. And we're willing to feel into this stuff. And we're willing to make certain sacrifices in life in order to move in a positive direction, right? So, power. All right. And then how that applies specifically to speaking to women. All right. So a lot of men and myself, I've dealt with this a lot in my life. And it's like, I'm not all the way there, I'm way better than I was, but I'm not like all the way perfect or anything. But a lot of men deal with talking to women. A lot of women deal with the talking to men. Like, it's difficult. Both sexes. A lot of people struggle with this, and especially if it's somebody that you're attracted to, right? Like, it's not the same speaking to an old lady as it is to speaking to a very young lady in her prime who's very fertile, and you know what I'm saying? So this is the area of this that I think deserves our attention and our scrutiny. This is where there's a lot that we can learn about ourselves and how we're oriented and why it's like this in the first place. So if you just notice that on its face, for example, is like, why should speaking to an old lady or a 3-year-old be that much different than talking to a 27-year-old that's with a perfect body, let's say? Like, why should those three things feel three different ways? Because really, in all those three situations, I'm a soul interacting with another soul. It's the same. So why? Why does the physical appearance, why does the fact that she's fertile, why does that make me more or less likely to be myself, or to feel a sense of anxiety, right? We all know what this is like, at least to some degree. Like, I don't care how confident you are, how much of an alpha male you are, like how much of a Mac you think you are. Like, on some level, when you're dealing with a beautiful woman, there's like a little bit of like, you get nervous. You get a little bit nervous. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe some of you don't. And if you don't, hey, good for you. Congratulations. But I'm just trying to be real. Like, I'm a pretty confident guy, but I'd be lying if I said I don't still get like a little bit nervous around women that are like at a certain caliber of beauty. And it's not so much about the beauty itself as it is if I'm interested in them or not. Like, if I have an attraction to them, because just because they're physically beautiful does not mean I'm attracted to them. In fact, now that I'm down the road of retention, and this has become like a huge part of my life, I'm not attracted to the same stuff anymore. So actually, a lot of these like physically beautiful women, I don't find myself attracted to them because they're just too egotistical and aloof, and who knows? It just seems complicated. It seems messy. It seems like something I don't want to mess with. And so I don't even really go there. I don't find them attractive. But if I find somebody attractive, now that's different. And I'm at a place in my life where that has a lot less to do with how they look than it used to. It's not like it doesn't have anything to do with how they look. I appreciate physical beauty and aesthetics, and it's definitely like a factor, and it should be on a biological level. Like, there's certain, like, our who we're attracted to, I think there's a certain intelligence biologically that informs that, is what I'm getting at. So it's not like we can beat ourselves up and think we're being superficial because we're still attracted to beautiful women. Not necessarily. It's okay to like beautiful women, is what I'm saying, and I sure do. But it's more about energy. All right. So if I'm attracted to somebody, and currently there's one person in my life who I find myself very attracted to. I have several very beautiful women around me who are attractive, but I'm just not attracted to them. All right. So the one person I am attracted to, this is my first experience on retention, feeling a genuine attraction towards another person, like a genuine interest, a genuine, like, I could actually see this going somewhere. This is somebody that, like, I'm willing to exchange energy with. I'm not picking up red flags, etc. All right. So I'm learning a lot about this power dynamic. And I didn't define power. Power is really just the ability to make changes happen. That's what power is. Power is your ability to make a change occur in reality. That's what gives you power, right? So as men, the reason why, and this goes for women too, but it's more common with men. The reason why we get nervous around beautiful women, around women that we're attracted to, and why it's harder to talk to a beautiful woman than an old lady, for example, is because on a subconscious level, and maybe this is conscious, if this becomes conscious, awesome, you are moving in the right direction. This is what we want. We're not after perfection, spiritual perfection. None of us are going to achieve that. We just want increased levels of consciousness, self-aware, we're more aware, more honest with ourselves and what's happening, for better or worse. Just be honest with ourselves about what's happening. So if you're honest, you can be conscious of this in the moment, is what I'm saying. Most people are not conscious of this, though. They're not conscious of the fact that when they exchange energy, when they interact with a woman that they may have an interest in and attraction for, the reason why it feels different than the old lady, the reason why maybe you're slightly less apt to be yourself, you're maybe going to be more inhibited, more nervous, awkward, etc., etc., etc. The reason why is because on some level you've given power away to the other person without knowing it, right? And this is why I say it's generally an unconscious thing, because nobody really wants to do that. It's not like it's not like I go into a situation, I'm like, well, I have some power. She's beautiful. I'm gonna give her some power. Here you go. Have some power. Take it. I don't want it. I wasn't using it anyways, you know? It's not like that. But it works like that because on a level, on a very subconscious, on a deep level, what we see in the other person that we're attracted to on an unconscious level, and we have to do some digging, some soul searching to become conscious of this stuff. But what we see is like this person outside of us has the potential to make me feel something that I don't already feel. This person has the potential to make me okay or content or satisfied in a way that I'm not currently, right? And so we don't realize that we're doing this, but then we give that person that power. So basically what we do is we outsource our own ability to give ourselves these things, which we all have the ability to do. We do. We unconsciously hand that to somebody because we have some notion that this person has something that's going to make me okay. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That's where the nervous, awkward energy comes from, because you're afraid of screwing that up. You're afraid of making a wrong move that's now going to take your opportunity to get whatever it is you think they have that you don't have. You're afraid you're going to lose that opportunity by maybe saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. And the second we get into that sort of mentality, we've abandoned God. So this whole God first thing, as soon as we're in that deal, God's not first. In that moment, God's at least second at best in that moment. Because in that moment, it's like, well, I better XYZ so that XYZ happens so that I can feel okay. And in that whole thing, there is no trust or faith in God. If there was, it's like, well, whatever happens with this person, it's either way is fine. Because God is God is God. God is the same God every day of the week, every minute, every second, all the time for eternity. That doesn't change, right? What changes is where we prioritize that can change. And the biggest thing that tends to change that priority level for men in particular is women, at least in my experience. That nothing is more likely to put God like on the back burner than my attraction to a woman. There's so much power in that. But the power really, you guys, is here. It's here. And this is the point of the video. This is the whole point, this is my whole message. It's like, understand and know that at all times, the power is within you. And the power is given to you through God. You know, God is that power. But you have access to that power directly within you. You don't need anybody else. So the second you notice that if you're nervous around women, great. It's great that you notice that, right? This is what we need to be doing. This is the work. It's just the noticing. So this is where I've been at. It's like I have this woman in my life. It's like, oh, I'm just noticing what my mind is doing. I'm noticing myself just kind of take a little bit more distance away from my spiritual life because I'm kind of wrapped up in this, like, I want to get this right. You know, so unwittingly, I've handed some power to this person. She doesn't know it. It's not her fault. It has nothing to do with her. This is completely me. This is just completely between me and God, right? So if I want to maintain what I've got going on here and keep my cool and stay okay, whether things go great with this person or whether nothing happens at all or it's a disaster, whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever the future holds, I can be confident in my own peace and serenity so long as I stay conscious of the fact that the power to have that peace and serenity is here. She doesn't have it. I can give it to her. I can give that away. But as soon as I do, there's nobody to blame but me. I'm the one that gave it away, right? And I'm the one that can decide to keep it at the same time, right? So there you go. There's my spiel on power and talking to women and that whole thing, featuring the breast light fixture. All right. Peace and blessings.